No one ever quits anything. They replace it with something better. Well, so how do people quit drinking? Well, no treatment centers work. The most reliable cure for alcoholism is religious transformation. You got to get rid of all your friends, because all your friends are drunks, right? All of your social habits are wrong, every single one of them. Everything you do that isn't work, that's alcohol related, that's your life, all that has to be replaced. You need a replacement. If you want to stop engaging in a self-destructive, impulsive, and juvenile habit, whatever it is, make a plan. So you're ashamed of yourself for some reason. That's why your conscience is calling at you. You know you're taking the easy way out. What are you being called to? Why are you plagued by doubts about the appropriateness of your behavior? Well, because something is beckoning to you. Well, what? An unrealized vision. Here's the deal. 5 years from now, you can be who you would like to be, and you can have what you need within the bounds of reason, if you specify it. So if you could be who you would like to be, and if you could have what you think you need, in principle, what would that look like? Well, that you start to specify targets. So we say, well, write it down for 15 minutes. Don't get too self-critical. Just think, we ask questions. Who do you admire and why? And what do you think you need and why? And what would you want if you could have it? Then we have people do the reverse. Okay, now picture yourself 5 years out, and you've let your bad habits take full control, but you're 5 years older. Right. So what does that look like?
Yeah,
well, it should be scary. Like, what's the little hell your whims are aiming at? So what are you? You're the 35-year-old creep at the bachelor party who's still involved with pornography, who still has the mind of a 16-year-old and is getting kind of perverse around the edges because everything he watches is getting a little more brutal, right? You're that kind of scum rat creep. That's your destiny. You want that? Think about it. Think about exactly what sort of hell you'd involve yourself in. You bloody well know where your bad habits are likely to. Some people that end up on the street, some people that women end up as hookers. There's addiction, there's pimping, there's like brutal cynicism. There's lots of hells. You have yours. You can be sure of that, where your temptation would lead you. You want to think that through and decide if that's where you want to go. And then when you're tempted, you can think, oh, that's a pathway to hell. Maybe no. Right? You need both of those. That's why in the archetypal realm, the moral landscape is anchored with heaven and hell. You need something to run the hell away from. Yeah. Right? Because that avoidance motivation, all that negative emotion, that's really useful. Okay. Like anger's part of that too. You want to have that behind you. Damn right. You want your fear, you want Satan behind you, pushing you forward. Okay. Right? Exactly. Not in front of you, barring your way. That's the other thing, is that gives you incentive pleasure, and that's exactly what drugs do. That's also what pornography does. You experience a dopaminergic release in relationship to a goal. And when all the drugs of addiction produce dopaminergic release, all the bad habits, right? You got to replace that. Well, with what? Movement towards a valid goal. Well, what's your goal? What do you want in a relationship? Like, if you could have what you wanted, what would it look like? Think about it, vision it, envision it, imagine it, let it reveal itself to you, right? How would you like to structure your friendships? What would you like to do to put your family in order? How would you aim with regard to your career? How would you educate yourself? How would you take care of yourself mentally and physically, assuming you were, trying to do what was good for you, like you liked yourself, which is a very difficult thing to pull off.